Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 21 video. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Buffalo Bills. And what better coach to have than the legend himself, O.J. Simpson, a running back for the Bills. And if you didn't know his line, I'm pretty sure it used to be, I am the juice, or just the juice. Either way, but O.J. Simpson is going to be our coach. And this is actually going to be a pretty fun team to rebuild with Stephon Diggs, their new receiver, who's actually been pretty electric there with Josh Allen and his rocket arm. Probably an MVP candidate, who knows. But here we are with the overlook of the team. It's overall a pretty solid offense. Josh Allen here, rocket arm, 99 throw power, 83 overall, superstar development. Devin Singletary, pretty solid. I'll probably keep him around the entire rebuild. Stephon Diggs, superstar X Factor with rack 'em up. I'm going to change that to double me, and I'm going to change some of his superstar abilities like matchup nightmare and nightmare. And I'm going to definitely go with grab and go. Grab and go is really, really good. But everyone else here looks alright. Cole Beasley has actually gotten overall upgrades I've seen. And Dawson Knox is actually pretty young, 23 years old, 1 year experience and star development, so I definitely want him on the team. This D-line is overall pretty solid, but it's actually kind of old other than Ed Oliver. Tre'Davious White here, arguably one of a top 3 defensive back in the league. I'm going to upgrade or adjust some of his superstar abilities. Universal coverage is obviously the best one for a defensive back in my opinion. He has bench press, so I'm going to put that on him as well. Micah Hyde is here, and I actually plan to keep him around throughout this rebuild since he is an 88 overall with superstar development. He is, I believe, 30 years old, if I recall correctly. I don't know, I didn't look. But still, I'm going to be adjusting some of his superstar abilities as well. And Jordan Poyer, I don't know, because he is an 87, but he only has star dev, and he is 29. But Micah Hyde, I believe he won't regress as much just because he is superstar dev, so I'll probably keep him around. But other than that, boys, let's get into the trades. So for the first trade, we're trading away John Brown and Jerry Hughes for a first, and a 6 from the Philadelphia Eagles. Both are really old and both take up a lot of cap room. Next, we're trading away Trent Murphy, a right end, and a 6th round pick for a first this year and a first next year from the Green Bay Packers. And next, we're trading away Josh Norman. The man got yeeted into another dimension by Derrick Henry and a outside linebacker and a 6 for Fosa Aluakon and a first. So this is the team after the trades. And from what I can see here, everyone looks kind of the same, I'm not going to lie. Linebacking core has improved as Matt Milano shows up. I don't know why he wasn't there before, but Matt Milano is now here. As you can see, the D-line has definitely gone down a little bit, but it gives chance for Harrison Phillips and AJ Espinoza, or Epineza, however you would like to pronounce it, a chance to get a better development trait. I feel like, wasn't he like a mid-first round projected, then he had like a bad combine, so he got dropped down to the 2nd or 3rd round projected? I don't know for sure, but either way, guys, it's time to get into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off of a loss to the Patriots. So we have a breakout player and a frustrated receiver. Yeah, Stephon Diggs getting frustrated at being a receiver. Yeah, no surprise there. But still, it looks like Matt Milano has an upgrade, so we'll probably do that breakout challenge by ourselves off camera, because why not? But we are 2-6, sadly, bottom of the division. Was not expecting the Jets to be higher than us. But we have players to resign, such as Matt Milano. I definitely want to resign him since I'm going to hop into a game to finish his breakout challenge as well. 80 overall, star development, Matt Milano. Can I do it to upgrade him? Not upgrade him, but resign him as we do resign him. Everyone else here, I don't really have an interest for right now. It looks like Andre Roberts is really old, 32 years old, 71 overall, superstar development though. Still don't want him, so other than that, boys, I would say that it is time to jump into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Dolphins, and this is what the playoff bracket looks like, as it looks like the Dolphins actually made the playoffs. So they look like they're probably the division winners, and they are at 7-9, trash division as we finish 6-10, below the Jets even, worse than the division, but Josh Allen had a really good season. I don't think that's MVP, but he'll be in the conversation. Number 6 right there. AFC Offensive Player of the Year at 5. And the best QB goes to Josh Allen at 10. So that's okay. So, alright. I would consider him a pretty good QB. I'm not going to lie. 8th best offense, 28th best defense. Yikes. Josh Allen, 4,200 yards, 32 TDs, 11 interceptions. Devin Singletary, 12 TDs, but almost 1,000 yards. Receiving wise, Cole Beasley, 1,100 yards, 7 TDs. Great season for him. Defensively, Foyesade Oluwakan with the most tackles on team, most tackles for a loss, goes to 16 for AJ Epineza, whatever you want to say, 6.5 sacks for Ed Oliver, interceptions 3 for Levi Wallace, and safeties is going to be 0, and defensive touchdowns is going to be 0. So other than that, I believe AJ is going to get a dev up because of his tackles for a loss, but other than that, boys, let's get into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Ravens beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. I'm happy to see it since I'm a Ravens fan, but still, we're going to be looking into the AFC East, I believe it is. Yes, as it looks like our right tackle retired and one of the Patriots tight ends had retired. So I really like that tab. I'm really happy that EA actually added that. It's a really nice thing to see. But everyone else here, I don't think I would like to resign. Yeah, especially Andre Roberts. He's just regressed so far, even with the superstar dev. So looking into the team, let's see if we have any development upgrades. Offensively, we look the exact same. Cole Beasley has regressed a lot from an 85 to an 81, so we'll probably have to trade him. Defensively, it looks like the entire linebacking core has superstar dev and AJ has star dev, but Jordan Poyer has only regressed to 1 overall or 2 overall, something like that. So I think I'll keep Jordan Poyer around for another season or 2. Matt Milano has out my way because I changed it that way, and Matt Milano got it from that breakout challenge. Tremaine Edmonds got superstar dev because the CPU just decided to give it to him. I'm going to change that to out my way because out my way just seems the best. And Foyesade Oluwakan is here as well with it. So my entire linebacking core went from star dev to superstar dev within a matter of 1 season. I like that. So Foyesade Oluwakan now has superstar dev, so it was a pretty good trade in my opinion. So other than that, boys, it's time to jump into free agency. Here we are after free agency, and I ended up getting Alex Mack, the center, and I moved him to left guard because that's what we need. He's kind of like a rental player because he is on the older side and nobody was going after him. But we also got Jordan Lewis, who somehow had superstar dev with tip drill, and I'm going to change that to acrobat. And everyone else here is kind of the same, but special teams wise, we did get back our punter, who I let hit free agency, but I just got him on a really, really cheap deal. So other than that, we're going to actually look into free agency and just show you guys all the players that I did sign, as Jared Cook is still there, and Alex Mack, Jordan Lewis, and our punter. All on those cheap deals. I kind of went all in on Jordan Lewis, though, so it is what it is. But still, we're picking up a right end, 78 overall, normal development, power rusher, 22 years old. I was hoping a better development, ranked number 1 in the class, though. Now we're picking up a wide receiver, Thomas Webster, 77 overall, hidden development. Definitely expect him to be an absolute monster, especially this high on the board with 95 speed. Next, we're picking up another wide receiver, even faster, with 96 speed, 90 acceleration, but only normal dev, 74 overall, probably going to play in the slot. So now I'm trading away Cole Beasley in a 3rd for the Cardinals' 2nd and 6th. I'm trying to move up to getting a certain player because I believe he could be possibly good. And that player is going to be this defensive tackle, 75 overall, only normal development though, so that's pretty disappointing. But still, either way, trading away Cole Beasley was the right move. So here we are after the draft, as this is what the team looks like. The right side of the O-line is all right, but left side is looking actually pretty good. Receivers are looking a lot better for Josh Allen now, and it looks like defensively we look all right as well with the new pass rushers on the team. It looks like we could use some depth at defensive back, but still, either way, not a bad team, and it is time to jump into the midseason mark. So here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a bye week, as we are 5-2 now. So it seems like those receivers are really paying off. 2nd in the division, as the Patriots are 7-0 with Cam Newton. So that is very cool to see, I would say. Micah Hyde is here, 30 years old. Superstar development, 87 though, and Madden did fix the regression system. It's a lot better now, and he stays with the team, so I will resign him, and I think I'm going to keep him throughout the rebuild. Alex Mack, I would like to resign, but not for $11 million per year. No, thank you. Foyesade Oluwakan, superstar dev, 83 overall. I would like to re-sign him. A little bit more expensive than I thought he was going to be, but he stays with the team. Wait, no, he doesn't. He wants more bonus, actually. So Teron Johnson is here as well, and I actually need depth at defensive back, and he's pretty cheap, so I'm actually going to keep him around on this contract. I'm not even going to bother wasting my time in free agency with him. Everyone else here, I do not have an interest for, except for Foyesade Oluwakan. So other than that, boys, it is time to get into the playoffs. So here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Patriots, and we are in the wild card as well, and it looks like Patriots got the 2nd seed, but we got the 5th seed, so that is pretty cool, as we're here to face the Las Vegas Raiders, and we have some players to upgrade, so I'm going to let the CPU upgrade those as well. And it looks like we went 10-6 and the Patriots went 11-5, even though we beat them. So that's pretty disappointing. But still, Josh Allen, a great season. Is that MVP? Josh Allen is the MVP. Let's go. Josh Allen, MVP candidate. That has to be a superstar X Factor. Whenever someone wins MVP, you're obviously a superstar X Factor. Best QB goes to Josh Allen at 7. So I'm assuming he had a lot of rushing touchdowns, so that doesn't count for Best QB award. But still, he won Offensive Player of the Year. 3rd best offense, 26th best defense. How do we have the 26th best defense? The defense is actually not that bad. 4,600 yards, 32 TDs, 6 interceptions. Devin Singletary, 6 TDs, almost 900. Josh Allen with 7 rushing touchdowns. That's pretty good. Dawson Knox, 1,100 yards, 5 TDs. Stephon Diggs, over 1,000 yards, 6 TDs. And getting the rookies involved. Great season overall for everyone, really. And defensively, Tremaine Edmonds with 121 tackles. Tackles for a loss goes to 13 for the rookie defensive tackle. Sacks on the team. 15.5 for Ed Oliver. That's a lot. Interceptions, 3 for Micah Hyde. I'm glad I kept Micah Hyde around. I don't think he'll regress that heavy, but still, safeties on the team is going to be 1 for Ed Oliver. That is a great season for him. Probably going to be superstar dev, and defensive tackles is 0. But still, great season for this team all around. Can we beat the Las Vegas Raiders to move on? I don't know, but still, let's increase QB training boost with our coach XP. And let's simulate this wildcard round against the Las Vegas Raiders to see if we can move on and play in the divisional round. Can we do it? Yes, we can, as we are here to face the New England Patriots, the division rivals, as they're 11-5, and we beat them in Week 17, so I expect to beat them here, but you can't always account for that like that. But still, we are going to simulate against the New England Patriots, and I will hop into the AFC Championship game if we do make it. And can we do it? No, we cannot. Losing 35-31, sadly. We beat them in Week 17, but it looks like we can't beat them in the playoffs, so interesting. And we also got Offensive Player of the Week and Defensive Player of the Week for our team. We still had a really good game, but anyways, let's get to the offseason. Here we are in the offseason, as it looks like the Saints beat the Ravens in the Super Bowl. The Ravens made it back-to-back. Interesting. And AFC East, it looks like Alex Mack did retire, which is disappointing. I would have liked to keep him throughout the entire rebuild, even though, like, on a really cheap deal, you know what I'm saying? But still, it looks like we have Fosa Oluokun to resign. He has Superstar X Factor now. So definitely want to re-sign him, as I'm going to up the bonus tremendously, and he stays with the team. And everyone else here, I do not want. So other than that, let's look into the team to see if we have any development upgrades. And it is going to be Josh Allen, Superstar Development, and Dawson Knox. So you guys may be wondering that this is cheating right here. This is not cheating. You won the MVP. If you won the MVP, you are guaranteed to go from star development to superstar X Factor. If Josh Allen won the MVP in real life, there's no way you can tell me that EA would not make him a superstar X Factor. Of course, he's going to be a superstar X Factor if he wins the MVP. I don't know why EA just moved him from a star to superstar. He should be a superstar X Factor if you win the MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. So this is considered cheating in your guys' books. I don't really care. Go cry about it. He should be a superstar X Factor for winning the MVP. In real life, that's what would happen. If Josh Allen won the MVP in real life, he would go from a star to a superstar X Factor, and nobody can debate that. Still, he's a superstar X Factor now. That's what I'm going to say. And Dawson Knox does get superstar development, so that's pretty cool as he gets reach for it. So I actually really like that ability, so I'm going to keep it on him. And it looks like Thomas Webster only has star development, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's better than normal development. So I guess it's not too bad. Ed Oliver now has superstar development, and he's an 87 overall, 89 with morale. So I'm going to give him Under Pressure, and I'm also going to give him El Toro. That's pretty good. So it looks like Fosa Oluokun also has a new Superstar Dev with Run Stuffer. Not Superstar Dev, Superstar X Factor. Probably going to give him Reinforcement here. And it looks like everything else is pretty good to me. So other than that, boys, I would say that it is time to jump into free agency. So here we are after free agency, as the O-line definitely needs improving, but there wasn't anyone in my price range that I wanted. But we got Michael Gallup. So this receiving core is definitely stacked, and Josh Allen should have no problem throwing with it. And we also got Jair Alexander. He's a little bit small for the position at 5'10", below 200 pounds. But this is Madden, so he's gonna start at strong safety. And I'm going to trade away Jordan Poyer because he's more expensive. And I'm going to show you how cheap I got Jair Alexander for. really cheap. Michael Gallup and Jair Alexander were both extremely cheap, so it was definitely worth it to get both of them. Nobody was offering on Jair Alexander, but I'm going to be trading away Jordan Poyer and a third for the left guard James Daniels, 24 years old, star development left guard, so he's pretty good. And I'm going to be now drafting a right guard, probably going to move him to right tackle, 73 overall, normal development, Kevin Lockhart. And now we're drafting a defensive tackle, Steve Stewart. I believe I said that right. 73 overall hidden dev this time, so he's going to be starting over the other defensive tackle. Now we're drafting a center who I'm going to move to right guard and start over Cody Ford, I believe. 73 overall hidden development. And this is what the team looks like after the draft, as the O-line has definitely improved after the draft, so I was very, very pleased by this. And everyone else here looks pretty good. Defensively, it looks like I'm going to start this defensive tackle, and that right end really has been producing anything. AJ Epineza, I really need to learn how to pronounce his name. I'm just going to call him AJ, has actually been producing, unlike the other right end that we drafted. But anyways, let's get to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Bengals, and it looks like we are 5-3, top of the division, above the 4-3 New England Patriots. And we have players to re-sign, such as Josh Allen. This is going to be a huge contract. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. $31 million per year. I don't want to take that down, or else he won't accept. I'm going to up the salary. So about $32 million per year for a 92 overall superstar X Factor. Usually those, if you're a superstar X Factor, you should be paying like $40 million per year. But still, great contract by me. Tremaine Edmonds resigns as well. I don't know if we can get everyone, but Dawson Knox is definitely going to be a number one resign. That's like a needed player. So I re-signed Dawson Knox as well. Mitch Morse is here, and everyone else. I'm making sure that there's no one else that I want here. So I'm going to re-sign Devin Singletary next. Try to negotiate my money here. We might be able to re-sign everyone I want, actually. Devin Singletary is relatively cheap, and he accepts as well. Mitch Morse, I would like to keep on the team. Just extend his contract out to 5 years, so that way I can spread it out and trade him if I need to. And he resigned. So I resigned everybody I needed to and everybody I wanted. So I don't want anybody else here. That worked out perfectly. We may not be able to get any free agents, but that's completely okay with me as long as I get to resign all my players that I need on this team. And so I'm going to put O-line retirement influence just for Mitch Morris and all those other players. So other than that, it's time to get to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we're coming off a win to the Lions, and we have a first round bye as we are first, obviously, and the Seahawks also have a first round bye. And looking into it, we finished 13-3, weren't we? Yeah, we were 5-3 at the midseason mark, so we went completely undefeated the second half of the season. Josh Allen, another great season, 5th best offense, 2nd best defense in the league. As Josh Allen, 4,300 yards, 32 TDs, 7 interceptions, still another amazing year. Devin Singletary, 6 TDs, almost 1,000 yards. Dawson Knox, barely over 1,000 yards, 9 TDs. Great season and great ball distribution overall. And defensively, it looks like Tremaine Edmonds with 118 tackles, 3 less from last year. Tackles for a loss goes to 16 for the right end, who finally actually produced. Sacks, 8.5 for Ed Oliver. And interceptions goes to 3 for Jair Alexander, our strong safety. Again, a little undersized for the position, but it's okay. Safeties is 0, and defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jordan Lewis. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I'm going to be looking into the awards. Did Josh Allen win MVP again? Possibly. I don't think he did. He was ranked number 7 for the candidate, so that's cool. I didn't really expect him to even be in the top 10. But I was just checking to make sure. I'm going to look on the schedule real quick. Did we win the second half of the season? It looks like so. At week 9, we were 5-3, and we just went on a complete winning streak. And as you can see, none of the wins are forced, and it does say on the bye week that the home win was forced, but that was the bye week, and the computer magically does that. I don't know why. The computer just has the bye week as a forced home win. It's the bye week. Nothing happens, obviously, so don't complain in the comments. So obviously, no wins were forced, and we went undefeated the second half of the season. Great season for us, 13-3. Who we're going to be playing in the divisional round? That team is going to be the 8-8 Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm actually going to hop into this one because I don't want to risk losing this one because this is definitely our Super Bowl run year. So other than that, boys, I would say it's time to jump into this matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So here we are against the Pittsburgh Steelers as it is 22-17, and that's basically going to be your game. I didn't record enough. I kind of forgot to record until the end there, but still 22-17 as I actually played some moments in the game, so that actually kind of mattered, as we're going to be facing the Chargers in the AFC Championship. So we could possibly also be facing the football team or the Saints in the championship. I want to face the Saints because I don't like facing the football team. It just sounds like a stupid name. 24-21 against the Chargers. 2 minutes left in the game. 1 minute 45 seconds. 1 minute left in the game now. 24-21 still. And 24-21 will be your final score as the Buffalo Bills move on to the Super Bowl. And I believe the Buffalo Bills have made it to the Super Bowl at least, I think, 4 times, maybe 5 times. They've lost all 4 times. I believe like 4 times in a row. It was pretty sad, but still, the New Orleans Saints out here with the Super Bowl contenders. I don't know why I'm so slow today, but Vanguard is Dawson Knox superstar ability, and that's like a blocking ability. Yikes, he is not a blocking tight end. I'm going to go to double me, definitely, and reach for it. He still can't even get a second superstar ability, and everyone else here I don't really care for. And defensively, Tremaine Edmonds has superstar X Factor with Zone Hawk, and I'm going to change that to reinforcement, I would say. And I'm going to keep it on closer. And everyone else here looks pretty good to me. Still need depth at defensive back. I should probably pick up a defensive back in free agency, but I'll do that later, I guess. But other than that, boys, it is time to jump into the Super Bowl matchup against the New Orleans Saints. So let's just jump straight into it. So here we are against the New Orleans Saints, as it is 29-14 and now 32-14. 1 minute left in the game, and your Buffalo Bills finally win a Super Bowl after losing 4 in a row. Feels great, man, as they have Dwayne Haskins as their QB. That's interesting for the Saints. Interesting move, definitely. But still, let's look at the MVP. Your Super Bowl MVP is Micah Hyde, as I'm glad I kept him. 5 tackles, 0 sacks, 0 TDs, but 1 interception. Probably has other hidden stats that I haven't seen, but let's jump into the offseason. So here we are in the offseason, as we have some retirements to look at. Ooh, I don't know what that was. But still, no one retired in the AFC East. Little bit of an interesting move. But weekly awards, Josh Allen had a great game with 2 passing touchdowns, 200 yards, and 5 rushes for 12 yards. But Micah Hyde did have a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and interceptions, and 5 tackles. So why not? Seems pretty good to me. Markel Lee is here, and everyone else I don't want. Markel Lee, if you guys don't know, he is a Wheel of Franchise legend. So we can't actually re-sign him. We can't actually, because we don't have any money. So other than that, this team looks pretty good, and I'm actually really happy with this team. 90 overall offense, and I believe 89 overall, 90 overall team, 89 overall offense, and 91 overall defense, I believe. Great team, probably one of the best teams I've ever rebuilt. This is actually really fun, but let's get into free agency. So obviously we don't really have any money in free agency, so I'm not going to worry about that. But anyways, guys, on that, it's time to get to the draft. So we really don't need anybody at all. This team is so stacked. So I'm just picking up a halfback in the first round because why not? Let's just have some fun. So here we are with the team after the draft, as there really wasn't anyone I needed. This team is so unbelievably stacked. And I'm just going to check his development trait just because it's the final season. It doesn't really matter, and he's going to be a second string anyways. He has superstar dev, so that's really cool for him. And yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. I don't really know what else to say other than this team is absolutely goated. I haven't seen so many flashy colors like this on the team in so long. I don't know why I'm getting like choked up, I would say. Not like crying choked up, but like my words keep stopping. I don't know why. Micah Hyde has regressed a little bit, but it's okay. We still need him for the final season. So here we are in the midseason mark, as we are coming off a win to the Patriots, and we are 6-1. Great season, as we are above the New England Patriots, who are 4-3. And just like every season in the final season, I don't need to re-sign anybody because it is the final season. So other than that, boys, I would say that it is time to jump into the playoffs. So here we are in the playoffs, as we are coming off a win to the Jets, and we finished 10-6. What a decline, I would say. But we had the second seed as the Bengals get the first seed. Yikes, we barely missed that, but still, the Buffalo Bills, top of the division above the 10-6 New England Patriots, and Josh Allen, another great season. 9th best offense, though, and 6th best defense. Ooh, I'm coughing too much. Josh Allen, another great season. Devin Singletary, 5 TDs, almost 1,000 yards. Dawson Knox, 1,200 yards, 9 TDs for Stephon Diggs, and Thomas Webster with 10 TDs. Amazing season just for everyone all around. Just been a great team. Tremaine Edmonds with the most tackles on the team. Most tackles for a loss goes to 14 for Ed Oliver. Most sacks on the team goes to 11 for Ed Oliver, so another great year for him. Maybe superstar X Factor Foas Aluakan with the most interceptions on the team, but there was a total of only 4 interceptions on the team, but 1 safety for Tremaine Edmonds, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So other than that, let's simulate this wildcard round against the Baltimore Ravens to see if we can move on to the divisional round. Can we do it? Please tell me we can. No, we cannot, as we lose. It looks like 38-31. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this rebuild, and it was definitely a successful rebuild because we won the Super Bowl with the Bills. Josh Allen's an X Factor. Dawson Knox is an X Factor. Our second string halfback is a superstar development. Just an amazing team. This was by far my most fun rebuild I've ever had with a team. It was just so fun and so relaxing to finally have a God Squad and let Madden actually have a legitimate simulation that wouldn't just screw you over every 5 seconds. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.